Hi guys, my name is Zara, and this channel is named after my daughter, Rozara. So I love to talk about stocks, I love to invest in stocks, and I get my daughter to also. So today is my birthday, and I was just watching CNBC, and I would pay attention to three stocks in particular. Those are Tesla, which makes the electric cars, Match Group, which is the owner of the app Tinder, where you can meet people, and oh man, what's the third one? Disney. I was just asking my friend about Disney. So these three stocks have a lot going on today. So Tesla came out with some news this morning that Saudi Arabia company is buying a $2 billion stake or something like that. And I don't know how big news this was, but the stock did pop on that news. And it's always good to have another investor with that much confidence in you to own such a big portion of your stock. But then 10 minutes later, Elon Musk came out with a tweet saying that he's thinking about buying the company himself, taking it public. What that's called is a leveraged buyout, LBO. And basically that's used when, sorry, I have something in my eye. That's used when they basically think the stock price is too low. They think that the company is worth a lot more than the public markets are giving it credit for. So this is huge news. Sorry about my eye, guys. So when he ended the tweet, he said just two words: funding secured. So does funding secured means that he already talked to the bank to get the financing for it? He's talked to big investors that want to buy the whole company. You know, it's only two words at the end of his tweet: funding secured, and that kind of leaves some vagueness. So Tesla now at 5:30 p.m. Popped up to $380, and if you look just a few days ago, it was $300. This morning it was $335. Now it's $380. So Tesla is taking some big jumps. So I have friends that own this company, so I'm happy for them that it's going up. I am personally very, very nervous to buy this stock because this is a company that still doesn't earn money. Now, Elon Musk said that they are going to earn money in the third quarter of 2018, but I don't trust Elon Musk when he says things. I don't trust that he is telling the truth. I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it. I think maybe he believes he's telling the truth and he plans on earning money, but he also planned on selling 5,000 cars a week X number of months ago or X number of years ago, and he planned on doing this and he planned on doing that. So he's always very, 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 very late in his plans. So as far as Teslas go, they're beautiful cars. I would love to own one. I think it's a little bit out of my price range right now, and I hear there's a long waiting list. So I could probably go on the waiting list and get one in like 2 years. I've sat in one before, a Model S. Fantastic car, extremely, extremely beautiful. And these are fast cars. If anyone's ever driven a golf cart, then you get some idea of what an electric car is like. There is going from completely stopped to moving is like kind of like a light switch. It's either on or off. So right off the line, these cars are very, very fast. Electric cars are actually very, very fun to drive. So yeah, I'm a fan of the product. I am a fan of Elon Musk, but I don't necessarily always trust the things that he says. So when he says funding secured, I don't know if that's illegal to say. I think he's being too vague with investors. I think that this is something that the SEC might have some issue with. I don't know. I don't know enough about this. And I think a lot of people are confused. And I heard that word illegal mentioned, and I started to think to myself, like, yeah, this might be illegal. I know that you can make announcements on social media, but just to tweet something like that and to set a price target that he's thinking of buying this company at $420. I mean, for a CEO to set a price target for a stock, I mean, I think that's a little bit irresponsible in my opinion. I don't want CEOs setting their own price targets for stock. I mean, every CEO wants the price of their stock to be higher. But then if they do that, then can Tim Cook set the price target for his stock can he set it at $320 a share? And then Apple pops up to $250. I mean, you know, creating a $250 billion of value in one day. I mean, I don't think I don't know if that should be legal or not. I don't think that's responsible. I mean, I know as the CEO, you want the stock price to be higher, of course, and as investors in the stock, we want the price to be higher. But we kind of want it to be organically higher over the long term to avoid things like insider trading and stuff like that. Not that I'm accusing Elon Musk of this, but I think in general, I think it's just something that's very, very irresponsible to do, to set your own price targets as the CEO. I think what Warren Buffett did with Berkshire Hathaway a while ago, where he said he is willing to buy his stock if it goes down to, I think it was either 1.1 or 1.2 times book value, which I think that was a very smart way of putting it. Everything Warren Buffett says is always super clever, super intelligent, super politically correct. I mean, I love the way Warren Buffett talks. But I think that's a better way of putting it, saying like, I just think the stock is too cheap at 1.2 times book value. So as savvy investors, Berkshire Hathaway would be willing to buy its own company at 1.2 times book value. I think that's a great way of putting it. I think it's irresponsible of Elon Musk to say, I'd be thinking of buying it at 420. We don't know how much funding is actually secured. We don't know where he is in that funding process. So we don't have as investors trying to make a decision with our own money, we don't have all the necessary information. And that's my problem with it. It's not per se picking a stock price. It's that he's not giving people like me and you all the necessary information that we need to make an intelligent decision about what we want to do with our money, whether or not we want to buy or sell shares of Tesla. So let's move on to Disney next. Disney came out with their earnings today. The stock at one point dropped down a couple of percent and it rebounded. So when I last checked, it was up 1%. So Disney didn't hit their earnings estimates. And I should rephrase that and say the analysts were wrong and the analysts guessed too high. And Disney has some extra costs associated with this. I think Disney is a company that long term, I mean, who doesn't know Disney? It's been around for decades and decades. Terrific company, making lots of money. This is one of the companies my daughter owns. And basically, another thing that they said that I think is important to take note of is that they are going to be suspending their share buyback. And the reason that they're doing this is because they're trying to get this Fox deal done. And this Fox deal is going to give them a whole extra area of revenue. So analysts and investors have been focused on Disney kind of struggling with their ESPN division, which ESPN is a very big part of Disney, give or take half of the company. So once they get this Fox deal done, ESPN won't be such a big slice of the pie. So I think this is important to pay attention to. Overall, I think Disney is a stock that you want to hold long term, and I don't think I need to explain this to you guys too much. They are earning money, they are growing revenue, and whatever struggles they have short term, they will overcome in the long term. Now on to the third stock is Match Group. Match Group is a stock I bought a few months ago, and basically, invest in companies that you think are a great idea, basically. And Match Group helps people get laid. Basically, that's what it is. They own Tinder, they own some other dating websites like Match.com. Sometimes I overlook that one. But yeah, I think basically Tinder is the big story there. And Tinder, basically, they're growing revenues, they're growing earnings, but basically what they're doing so well is they're turning regular users into users that are paying users that are voluntarily paying cash for, I don't know what it is, extra swipes or extra likes or super likes or whatever they use on Tinder. I don't really know too closely. I've used the app before, but I'm not an expert on it. But that's just incredible. If they can start getting people to pay $10 a month or $20 a month or an extra dollar per whatever, then that's just incredible that people are actually choosing to pay money for the service. That means that Tinder is working. They are matching people up with people they want to meet, and Match Group is actually making money on this. So I think that's incredible. That's one of my stocks that I bought for my retirement account, and I do plan on holding it long term. I used to think it was a pretty high PE ratio, but since they've been growing revenue and earnings, I checked on my iPhone app really quickly before I made this, and they were at a 26 PE ratio. So, Yeah, now the PE ratio should be a little bit less, although the stock did pop after hours, so I don't know how that affects things. We'll find out. It was in the mid-30s, and now I believe it is in the mid-40s. It was in the high 30s. Now I think it's about $44 a share. So Match Group is another stock I'm paying attention to. It's another stock that I own. So out of these three, the only one that I don't have a vested interest in is Tesla. To be perfectly honest, I was thinking about buying a put spread because, if this Tesla news turns out to be nothing, then we can, maybe expect it to drop from here. I mean, historically, Tesla has some big moves, and after a big upward movement, I wouldn't be surprised to see a big downward movement. Although I wouldn't be surprised to see a big upward movement either. So, realistically, I probably will not be buying a put spread, although I am going to be considering it today, because for a stock that makes no money, it does seem kind of pricey. Although Tesla makes money in other ways. So, some more thought has to be put into this. I would love to hear what you guys think. Leave me comments, subscribe to the channel. I love hearing from you guys, and I do try to respond to everyone that leaves me a comment or emails me. Have a great day, guys.